good morning, good evening, good whatever, wherever you are. If you haven't seen my other videos, my name is Christine, and obviously you know at this point that I got a breast reduction. So I am currently sitting, unfortunately, at a 32 triple D or like a 34 double D sister sizes. But I started out as a 32, what is it? How does it go? 32J or 34I. So it is still a big difference from where I started out. I'm just throwing out the numbers right away, but I'm also going to be getting a second reduction. So this video, sorry, I just ran up the stairs. I'm not really that out of shape, I promise. But yeah, so this video is going to be talking about what recovery has been like in between basically my last video up until now. So my last video I think was about 1 month post-op, and let me just dial it all the way back. I did a video before I got my surgery of preparing, which I've been told has been very helpful for people. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. And then I did a video 1 week post-op, I think 2 weeks post-op, and then like a 1 month-ish, I think. I'd have to look to know the exact like time frames, but I'm like 4 months and 1 week post-op now, and I can say that I'm like, there's still some like deep tissue healing going on, but as far as like the surface is concerned, and like just the way that I feel like I am healed. Like I have full functionality as far as like life is concerned. I'm not limited anymore. I don't feel like I need to be careful anymore. My sleeping isn't limited anymore. Like if you've watched my other videos, I've talked about it, but after surgery, right after surgery, you have to sleep on your back. And then for a while, you're just limited in like, if you even sleep on your side, it just gets tender and the gravity pulling just makes them sore. And then if you sleep on your stomach at all, you end up very sore. But I'm at the point, and I've been at the point for like this point for probably like a month, where I've been able to sleep on my stomach, which is how I like naturally sleep the best. So if you can imagine, that's just been a very difficult part of recovery before okay, I'm so rambly right now. I haven't even had coffee yet. Yeah, for a while I was very limited in how I could sleep, so my sleeping just kind of sucked. And now I'm at the point where I can sleep through the night and I can sleep on my stomach, and that's great. So I'm going to show you what I look like in this one, which is a 34 double D, and then this one is a 32 triple D. And then as well as my comparison bra, the only difference is, and it's kind of a big difference, my bad, but I washed and dried this. So if you probably know, if you do that, like it's gonna fit a little bit tighter for the first couple like wears. So I tried this on in my original video to show, okay, it's a 34 triple D, and before my surgery, it did not fit at all. I was spilling out everywhere. I had side boob, I had over boob. It was a mess, but I couldn't find any bras anywhere that fit. So I would just wear this and put a tank top over it to try to hold them in. And so now I fit into it. I wish I was smaller. I will be smaller. I'm getting another reduction, whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna go down the list. So, told you who I am, told you the other videos I've done. I'm 4 months since surgery. Size I started out, size I am now. My next checkup is in a month, and that's when we're going to like schedule and pin down that next surgery. So basically, my surgeon wanted me to be 6 months post-op, so that I was, so that I think he said, so that the blood vessels have a chance to form their new connections, and like the scar tissue has healed, whatever, I don't know. 6 months is the mark though, and then he's like, we can schedule the next surgery. So I'll keep you updated. I will keep you updated on that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go down the questions that I've been asked the most. Is it, oh, because I'll say this here now before I forget. I if you ask me a question here, I'll get to it eventually, but I just don't check YouTube comments that often. If you have a question that I haven't answered, don't answer, haven't answered, whatever. If you have any questions that I might be able to answer, find me on Instagram. My name is the same there as it is here. And if I can answer or give any insight, I will. And then also if you're just like excited or nervous, you can message me too. I feel for you. Like it's such a big deal. Like it really is life-changing. And before I rant anymore, I'm gonna go back to this. So out of the questions I have been asked the most thus far, has it been worth it? 100%. Why did I get it? I got it because I was so uncomfortable in my body the way that it was. I was uncomfortable physically, but I was also uncomfortable with the way that I looked. I was uncomfortable with the way that people looked at me. It was like my boobs were so big that it was like all people tended to see. And I mean, the physical side sucked. Like my back hurt all the time. I had headaches, neck pain, all of that. And then exercise was so uncomfortable. If you can, well, you probably can't imagine because you're watching this, but like that movement just sucks. So those are like the main reasons why: physical discomfort, and then also discomfort or like being uncomfortable about my body image. So somebody asked how I feel about my shape post-op aside from scarring. So I feel really good about it. I had a great surgeon. They have a very natural shape, but like way perkier than I was used to. And I actually have like nipple sensitivity now, which is cool, and that kind of has to do with shape because I just didn't have that before. And yeah, so I feel really good about it, but I'm more nervous actually going into my second surgery because I feel like in the first one there's so much tissue left that it's kind of easy for them to be a natural shape. The next surgery I'm hoping to get down to like a C or maximum a D. I'd even be happy to be a B. Like I just don't want this weight. But yeah, so shape I feel good about. Pain, I've talked about this in the other videos about what it was like right after surgery, so I'm not gonna go really into that. As far as how it's been for the last couple months, really like not bad, like at all. I get every once in a while, I get these kind of like searing pains that I imagine has to do with like the nerves or scar tissue healing and just forming connections and stuff. But it doesn't last very long and it's not that bad. So yeah, and then also, yeah, that's pretty much it because all the other kinds of pain, like it stopped a couple months ago. Yeah, so pain is, at this point, it's really just every once in a while I get a little like fluttering, searing pain, and doesn't last very long, a couple minutes, a couple times in an hour, like they kind of get like bunched together like that. Does that make any sense? Yeah. My biggest issues during recovery, sleep was the only real big issue for me. And like I said, it took until around 2.5 or 3 months and then my sleep improved. So yeah, that sucks. It's kind of a long time, but like in the grand scheme of things, it's not very long at all. Scars, I haven't talked about that yet. I'm not bothered by them at all, and I know that they're just going to keep improving. This is what they look like at 4 months post-op. Sometimes they're redder than other times, but I don't really know what that's correlated to, or if it's correlated to anything. It's probably just the body going through its processes. I try to make sure that I massage them pretty regularly to help them heal and so that the scar tissue breaks down. It's what I was told to do. Unanticipated pros and cons. I anticipated everything. I thought about getting this for literally years before I got it, So there wasn't really anything that I hadn't considered or hoped for or expected or anything. So I don't really have an answer for that one. I guess that is my answer. Insurance. People ask about insurance all the time, and unfortunately, I feel like I can't really speak on that because as I've had these conversations with so many people, you hear these different stories. Like, insurance companies just operate differently at different speeds. The only thing I feel like is pretty standardized is that to start the process, you have to see your like regular doctor and then start the insurance process of saying like, I need this because, and then there's going to be some documentation, pictures, a consultation with a surgeon. Yeah, so you just have to start the process. Mine has been fully covered by insurance, and the next one is too. My size on my frame and everything, it was easy for them to like justify doing. Like, yeah, that's what the whole process is. Like, insurance, they're only going to pay for it if they feel like they can justify you needing it. Not to deter you from trying if you're on the fence. It's just a process that you have to go through. You have to see your doctor, you have to say you want it and why, and go from there, see what they say. The last question is, would I do it all over again? And yes, and I am. So like, if that says anything at all. And just a little bit more on that, because not everybody is going to be able to get a second surgery, I'm assuming. Like, I'm feeling very fortunate with my insurance situation. So if I weren't able to get that second surgery, I would be over the moon ecstatic about how I feel both physically and like body image wise currently versus how I did before I got the surgery. I still have like more cleavage than I would like. I'd like to have none, but before I would never, not only would I have felt too uncomfortable like with the way that I looked in this, I wouldn't have been able to even fit in it. So those are like the differences now. I'm so much more comfortable in my body. I feel so much more confident in the way that I look. If I weren't getting that second surgery, it would still be worth it, and I would still be so happy with like the way that my life has been upgraded. I'm just lucky enough, or whatever, that I get to have this second surgery and go down a few more sizes. So if you want to stay posted on how that goes and like what size I end up from where I'm at now, all of that, like subscribe if you want. And for real, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Like I said, you can comment here, but I don't check YouTube comments very often. So yeah, just find me on Instagram, message me there. I think that's all. Anyways, I hope you have a good day, and thanks for watching. Bye!